All right. Thanks for joining us tonight. Um, my name is Abel Mireles. I'm one of the founders of the Jazz Exchange, and I'm very happy to be here with you tonight. From my place to your place. Hope you having a good week, a good Wednesday. We're very excited to come back every Wednesday for you and bring new guests and get into conversations about really interesting stuff. We want you to spread the word about what you see here. We're really trying to create a platform for musicians to present their music, to talk about business, and to share about the latest projects and whatnot. Tonight we have a very special guest that I'm very excited to get into a conversation with him. And I have some questions for him that I definitely want to ask him. But if you want to ask him some questions, he's a New York City based amazing pianist. Make sure to start writing those questions. Before I get into that, I'd like to mention to you the social media stuff that we have on the screen right now, all the social handles where you can find all the latest news. Starting with our website over there in the bottom, TheJazzExchange.org, and that's where we post things about our secret shows. That's where we post things about our relief funds and things that I'm going to talk to you about in a minute. So just make sure to go to all the social media outlets, like Instagram. You see the handle there, and follow us on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube. YouTube is a very special spot for us because that's where we're posting a lot of our content. Is content that's free for you guys. We also have different programs that like the virtual jazz sessions where we post some of this different videos that we put together for you guys. So do the thing and follow us on Instagram and share it with your friends and subscribe to our website and to our YouTube channel. That would really help us as well to get in touch with you. Um, Let me tell you a little bit about our programs really quick for the people that are tuning in first timers. We are an organization that's also very interested in promoting education of this music. So we started this program, this educational program, really partnering up with a couple of different organizations such as Jazz House Kids in New Jersey. We've had the chance for the past 2 years to bring students from the border of El Paso and Juarez in Mexico. It's definitely very, very intense part of the world. As you guys know, Juarez was known as one of the most dangerous cities in the world. So I'm actually original from there. So this is an effort to try to provide an outlet and an opportunity for musicians, for young musicians to come and really look at different horizons and look into music as a way of living and as a way to contribute to society. So if you want to support any of the students, this is our second year. We're going into our third year of supporting musicians to come all the way out here to New Jersey and teach and take classes with some of these amazing teachers that live over here in New York and New Jersey. So if you want to support one of the students, get in touch with us, donate to through our PayPal accounts, through get in touch with us, and maybe if you have a thing that you want to do to collaborate with us, that's we're always looking out for those things. So also one of the programs that we have is our relief fund, the Jazz Exchange Relief Fund, that's supposed to be active now again. This is a relief that we started at the beginning of this pandemic, and it's been open with the purpose of supporting musicians that fell out of work. So if you want to join us in the effort to do that, what we're doing right now is putting the money into people's pockets and possibly creating some content so that people see where that there's a way for musicians to continue creating this music and collaborating among each other. So if you want to support that, you can go to GoFundMe. Just go the jazz. Just type in the Jazz Exchange Relief Fund, and you'll see all the information. Um, The last thing that I'd like to mention to you is something that we just did recently, and it was a continuation of our secret shows. This is one of the main things that we did when we first started the Jazz Exchange, the secret shows. And actually, the special guest that we have tonight, he was actually part of our last. He was a feature artist of our last in person secret show that happened in February in Brooklyn. So we'll talk about that. But basically, the secret shows are a way to create different platforms for musicians to connect with audiences. And so we actually did this secret show virtually. So we're trying to do more of that stuff starting in January 2021. So if you want to support us, so if you want to attend one of these shows, now we're going to do it through our website. It's going to be this high definition live stream in audio. So stay tuned and make sure to know when the next one's going to happen. We're going to let you know as soon as we finalize the artists and the dates. So, okay, there's a lot of stuff, right? So now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce this wonderful musician. He's a composer. He's definitely an inspiration. This gentleman, as soon as my wife Candace and we moved to the city, this is one of the guys that, as soon as we went to one of the clubs in New York, we were like, whoa, this is New York, So he's an amazing father. He's an amazing composer, pianist, and he likes to create community with musicians, fellow musicians, and people in general. So give it up for Mr. Willerm Delisfort. What's up, man? How you doing? Let me just unmute you. Oh, you have to unmute yourself. There you go. What's up, man? How are you?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good.
Hey, man. Thanks for
Can you
coming
hear
into
me
the
okay?
show, man. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, let us know
Okay, cool.
if you can hear us good and everything.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I stole my son's chair because apparently it's set higher than mine's, and I was like, I think I like this, so might
That's
be
good,
bad.
man. Family's good. Yeah, everybody's all right.
Family is good.
That's cool,
Yeah,
man.
you might hear them uh at some point screaming or running. So
That's good,
yeah,
man.
it's gonna
Yeah,
be.
yeah. That's what's up. Where you at right now? It's for everyone that it's getting to
I
know.
am in Harlem.
Harlem.
I'm in New York, New York, New York. Um, we've been here throughout the whole entire pandemic. So
That's cool.
yeah, it's a long time to be in New York in one sitting.
I know, right? Especially through this time. Uh, yeah,
Yeah,
man. Because I mean, as we get to talk more about some of the topics today, one of the things is like just trying to remember how many cats that live in New York that I know that started, as the pandemic started, they started like just going back home, or you know what I mean.
yeah,
But you guys have been, and you and a lot of people, that's home for you, right?
yeah, yeah. I remember, because like once we started having kids, building, growing our family, that was the moment. It was like, and New York's home. So
Mm-hmm.
when people ask, "Are you going home for Thanksgiving?" I am home. What about Christmas? I am home. Yeah,
Right.
if it involves me hundreds and thousands of dollars to go visit somewhere, I'm home.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
So
plus your kids, you have friends. I mean, that's
yeah,
your roots, right? You start spreading roots, and
yeah,
that's very interesting. That's really
yeah.
cool.
Our neighbors, our friends, our sons, friends. Their neighbors,
Mm-hmm.
all my friends who are becoming parents. Like it's all a community now, and
Yeah.
now it's home.
That's really cool,
So
man. Well, thanks so much for coming into the show. I know you're a busy guy. I've known you for a minute now, and I've had the opportunity to
yeah,
build a friendship with you. I really consider you my friend, and I really appreciate you coming into the show, man. As people that are tuning in right now want to know more about you, can you tell us a little bit? I know you're from Florida, from Miami,
yeah,
but
yeah. Born and
born and
raised.
raised, okay. And then
Yeah,
Chicago.
yeah.
I know you've been in
Yeah,
Chicago.
there's actually so many rumors going around that I lived in Detroit, Indianapolis,
Oh, okay.
Atlanta, uh some parts of Wisconsin, I
Oh,
believe.
wow.
No, but I'm born and raised in Little Haiti, Miami, Florida.
Cool.
And the reason why is those small slight rumors happen because ever since I got my license and I could drive, I was gigging,
Yeah.
you know. So while I was an undergrad in Tallahassee, Florida, at Florida A&M University, go Rattlers, um, I was just like, and I'm done with class. I think I'm going to go to Atlanta and do this gig. So I would drive that 4 hours there, hang out, drive 4 hours back. And so they'd be like, "Yeah, I just thought you lived here." I was like, "No, no, I live in Tallahassee, bro. Like, I got a class at 8 o'clock in the morning. I got to go back.
That's
So I mean,
cool.
that's always been my life. Even when I was in Chicago, it was just back and forth to Detroit or somewhere to work.
Yeah.
It's a vibe.
That's really cool, man. So you coming from a musical family, or you're the first one that really went full on music?
To my knowledge, I am the first musician. I am not the only now. Now I have a cousin who's a trombonist.
Oh, cool.
And there's always somebody in my family that thinks they can sing. God bless the Delisfort voice. It's a special thing. It's a unique thing. If you could experience it, yeah, no, don't do that. Yeah.
That's cool, man. That's and so what? So you went to school in Florida. You obviously that's the thing with piano players. You guys start like super young. Was that the same thing for you?
Yeah, I mean, I started late. I started at
Uh
10,
huh.
but
Okay.
apparently it's to all my friends. It was late. It was considered late.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I started at 10 because I was bored and I stumbled upon this and I was like, I think I like it.
Yeah.
I was no longer the weird kid. I was like the musical kid.
Right.
Like, hey man, this kid's intelligent. He can understand these 88 notes and play at the same time. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Uh,
cool. And so would you say that Florida is a spot that you develop as a professional musician? I know you probably if you were 10 you started taking classes when you were in school, I imagine, right? But do
yeah.
you feel like Florida really built a section of your professional music life?
Yeah, it's you know, I always believe in every human being has like three phases in their lives, or with us musicians we have three phases. The the learning phase, the beginning where we're learning, we're going to school and we're learning the hard way. Then the performing stage in our life when we're out, we're performing, our names are out there, we're building a family, we're composing, we're releasing albums, we're doing this, and then the educator phase, the later part in our life when we give back.
Mm,
Florida is very much a very important beginning stage of my life. Being around absolutely amazing, talented musician, classmates, band directors, mentors like John McMinn, Melton Mustafa. That was just like, I understand you're 10 years old, but you need to play these changes though. And it's like, okay. I thought I was. You ain't playing them changes. Like, so like that's a huge part of my upbringing.
yeah, that man. When as soon as like I remember moving out here, you start kind of hearing like people, oh yeah, this cat's from Florida, or is this cat's from, you know what I mean? Like everybody that's,
Yeah.
man, I've heard some cats from Florida that many that I'm just like, man, what do you guys all
Yeah.
eat over there? Because it's like, crazy.
And the funny thing is we don't really get to see each other that much. But when we do, it's like a hang.
Mm,
You know, um, because there's so many, like, let's take for example, like all the Connecticut cats,
mm,
there's a strong, you know, Connecticut community out here, Hartford
Hartford, yep.
community out here. So like it's you can't take two steps without running into one of them. Like
Hmm.
Florida's a little bit harder, but man, when we find each other, when we see each other, like, hey man, oh man, he's from the 954, the 305. Like it's a party.
Yeah.
We're gonna get together, we're gonna hang, we're gonna play some music, we're gonna smile, and then we probably won't see each other for another 2 years.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, New York could be a place like that, right? Like,
yeah.
yeah, the same thing. There's some cats out here from from Mexico or even from El
Hmm.
Paso that Yeah, we don't. It's funny because it's like we are all in this area, but it's sometimes it's so busy that you can't see each other so much, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's interesting.
yeah, and you never take it personal. It's just
Yeah,
one of those like, I'm definitely going to hit you up on the phone and see how you doing, make sure you're okay, how your parents are, how your kids are, your wife, your husband.
yeah,
Then it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go back to work, and I know they're like, I got to go on a tour to Mars,
right.
because like they're from Florida and they killing, and of course they'll be playing at Mars,
Yeah,
So it's just something like, um, we go back to work,
yeah, that's
so
right.
it's
It's the grind, back
it's
to the
it's it's a
grind,
good feeling.
right? Man,
Yeah.
so you got so talk about like briefly about your musical studies because I'm there's so
Well,
many things that I like to talk to you about. So you did your undergrad in Florida and then Chicago
yeah.
came, right?
Yeah, so I got my went to undergrad in at Florida A&M University, um, in Tallahassee, Florida. Then as soon as I graduated, which is funny because I remember thinking like, oh man, I don't want to go to I don't want to go back to school, like I'm done with it. And then Professor Carter, Ronald Carter, called me up and was like, hey man, come and get your masters. And I was like, oh no, man. I don't know about the school thing. Like, it's just kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Right.
But he was like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to come. That's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to come. So I attended Northern Illinois University, where I got the chance to study
Nice.
with Willie Pickens,
Nice.
and Dr. Kaler, William Kaler,
Mm.
brilliant pianist. I mean, I couldn't find a better place to go and study piano. To be honest with you, like it was just like, and then like my peers. That's where I met my wife, who's also a pianist,
Mm.
dope pianist. Um,
Shout
to
out.
be around. Shout out to my wife. Love you, boo boo. Uh, to be in a situation where I could just like be around, just more different musicians from different parts of life, from different regions of the world. Started meeting more folks outside of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then like their compositional way of writing, their way of arranging, their way of approaching changes, the blues music. It was like, like, man, I really pushed back at the idea of going to grad school, but I'm glad I did. Like, like best decision I could have made.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel yeah. It's like you're saying is on top of learning so much. It's also
Hmm.
like the friendships that you make. That's like an
Hmm.
interesting thing, man. That I never really thought about that so much. I was like, man, I'm going to school because I got so much stuff to learn. But then, yeah, of
To learn, yeah.
course. But then also all the people that you meet and
Hmm.
so man, uh, you're uh, you're a guy that creates community, man. I mean, you are you have groups. You have a composers collective group. You have,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very interested to know where is this drive coming from you, like to, because mostly we're all like, I'm gonna do my band, I'm gonna do my thing, I'm gonna put my
Hmm.
name out there. Where does this drive come from you? Like I mean, or tell us more about this things that you're doing.
Well, I mean, cause it's really stemming from just the the want of being around family, and like-minded individuals. Um, the actual idea of like the Composers Collective started back when I was in high school.
Mm,
Um, because when I was in high school, summers were summers. It's not summers for us now. Now it's just like it's summertime. I mean, it's warm in Europe. Like I'm going on a road. I'm going to go do such and such. Like we just travel. But while I was in high school, it was like, yeah, there was no travel. It's like it's summertime. We're home playing football, basketball,
yeah.
video games, practice. Barely practice because you wasn't in school, so you didn't have to.
Right.
So it was like I was missing that. I had a summer job when I would teach as well, at the African Heritage Culture Arts Center. So I had a really good relationship with a lot of the band directors at the time, the high school band directors at the time. So I would ask them like, "Hey, let's get together on Mondays and we bring in charts and we just play them." One thing,
Mm,
all the directors were down for it because it's like, like there are musicians. They were musicians performing and everything who was teaching high school. So anything to keep their chops going, they were down for. So we would get together. Mel Mustafa would bring some charts. Some of his proteges would bring charts like on a napkin, like, yeah, man, it's a new song I wrote. It's on this
Mm.
napkin. Just repeat this two measures, you know. Then I got to undergrad and we started doing the same thing during the summers. Wednesdays at a bookstore, which blew up. I mean, like cats would come, and then we would get together and perform. So we would perform our materials. So
Mm.
then like dancers would be involved, artists would be involved. So like it's just like a
This was in Florida
you know.
still, right? When you were
So like now, yeah, this is in Tallahassee, Florida.
Tallahassee.
Then when I got to grad school, we started doing the same thing at like a pizza shop. Just get
Nice.
together, music. Someone would do some art, someone would do this, and an MC. Then when I got to New York, we would get together and just read charts.
Right.
Due to Rona, now we're more
Mm.
confined online, where we have a group chat. We talk about music, questions about anything. So it's based on just leaders and composers getting together, sharing information to get to the next step. Any way we can help each other out.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Man, it's yeah, I remember when you you invited us, and I had the chance to go out there and play some music. Man,
Hmm.
yeah, it's the music that you get to play there. It's man,
Hmm.
it's amazing. It's amazing stuff,
Yeah.
and it promotes this whole thing of like stay creative, like
Hmm.
there's a way, there's an outlet, because like you said,
Hmm.
like I remember doing something similar back in El Paso, because there was
Hmm.
really no spot for me to just go out there and get hired to play my music. I was
Yeah.
playing, I was gigging and whatnot, but create your own space to say, hey, you want to come and listen to my music? This is where we're playing, and that's what I find really, really interesting about what you do everywhere you go to create this community and stay creative.
Hmm.
You're a prolific composer, man. When did you start composing and writing music?
Um. Really, high school. I mean, like I started trying to understand the concept of like writing when I was in middle school, but that was just more like the saxophone section needs these parts and they don't have it transposed, and I was like, I'll do it, because I was always like a theory head. Like I love theory. i'm,
Mm,
I'm that kid that loves theory.
that's cool.
So I was like, I'll do it. So I would transpose all the saxophone parts, or such and such, transcribe and this and that. Got to high school, now had a more advanced had access to more advanced kids, you know what I mean? So it's just like, okay, so I would try to write for the marching band, try to write for the
Oh
jazz
wow,
ensemble.
that's cool.
um, at the time, I did not know when it comes to marching band, I did not know the difference between arranging and transcribing.
Hmm.
So if it was a new Destiny Child tune out and I was writing it for the marching band, I transcribed it.
Yeah.
And watch the tuba players looking at you like, yeah, I can't play this, dog. Yeah, like you know who that is on bass? I can't. Yeah, I can't. And the songs the songs are 5 minutes long. Marching band tunes got to be like 2-3 minutes tops.
Right.
So it was just weird. And then I learned a valuable lesson with that. Like, okay, well, arranging is something different, and I got to put my own spin to it. That's when I started getting into composition, because from the arranging to like composing, like this is my voice. And the first tune I ever wrote was Frank and Tony for my mom and dad,
Okay.
Franklin and Antoinette. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I remember. Man, there's something very interesting about your composing. It sounds fresh, man. I remember when me and Candace. I mean, I'm not kidding, but like the people that are about to, because we're about to show some tracks that you have ready for us.
Mhm.
But I remember just like the first time that we walked. I think you had a residency at a smoke.
Smoke.
At smoke. That was happening for a while, right?
Yeah, we were 4 years. We were 4 years. It was good,
Yeah.
good, strong 4 years.
Yeah, I remember. I think we went to go check out Eric Alexander,
Mm.
and they were like, "Okay, cool, yeah, let's just stay for another drink," and then you guys started playing, and we were like, "Oh, wait, what? Wait, what's going?" Like, cause it was the contrast. It was like
Yeah.
it really just touched like another part, like me and Kansas were like, "Oh, dang, these cats," and then you guys. I remember I met Christopher McBride at a jam
Yeah.
session in Jersey, and he said you guys should come and check it out, and that's how we
Hmm.
started getting to know each other. But so in this residency, you were you had an interesting thing because you had people come in and play your music. So you have a vast group of musicians, killer musicians around New York that they all play your book, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think the final number when it saxophone, the list of saxophone players was just way too long. Trump players way too long. I got a good strong number of trombone players. I wish I had more trombone and guitar. That was like my biggest regret. If I could do it again, I would have
Trombone
got more
and
guitar
guitar.
players.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
the list is not long enough, and I'm embarrassed because of that. But like when it came to like bass and drummers, the list was a good 20 people,
Hmm.
and like cats hitters too, So I was like, whoa, okay, I think I did a good job on this one. So if we had a gig and John Davis couldn't do it, like there was always somebody that was just amazing that was like, yeah, I could do it, and I was really, really blessed to be in that situation.
Yeah, man, I like to show people one track that you prepared for us. Is precisely is
Okay.
this from Session at Smoke? This
Yeah,
is Breath
yeah. It's
Away.
yeah. Was that with
Yeah,
Emily?
with Emily. Yeah.
Yeah, it's at Smoke.
Oh, there you go. So now that we talked a little bit briefly about it, Smoke
Hmm.
is, for the people watching us from all different parts of the world. If you ever get a chance to come to New York, you gotta check out Smoke. We praying that that clubs in New York are, they're going through a hard time. As we know
Yeah,
today, it was a hard day for all of us since we got
yeah,
news that this wonderful club in Manhattan called Jazz Standard closed its doors, and they're not. I
yeah,
don't think they're coming back, right?
yeah. I mean, we hope, but at the moment, like they're closed, which is
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a New York staple.
yeah,
I mean, we
man.
did get some good news that Smalls will be okay.
Yeah,
Like made a message, so like with all the bad news, that was like some good news that came
yeah,
in.
yeah. That's right. So, anyways, going back to Smoke, we're about to listen to a track of one of your compositions. Can you tell us briefly about this tune called "Breath Away"?
This it's a tune I wrote in dedication of what do you call it, like summer love.
Yeah,
Um, Lyrics written by the amazing Emily
Emily.
Braden. Shout out to
Shout
Emily
out.
Braden.
Yeah,
Um,
she's here next week
so
though. Yeah.
oh, look
So
at that.
yeah,
See, I'll be checking it out.
yeah.
So this song it's about, because growing up, you would have a like a summer crush, and then like I guess the rest of the year crush, because where I went to school and where I lived were two different
Mm,
communities at the time. So during the school year, I'm around these friends all the time. During the summertime, I'm around like just home, my
mm,
friends. So it was about um it's the summertime and you get to be home a lot more. You get to hang out, with the girl across the street or down the block. We've all been there. So it's about summer love.
yeah. Okay. So this is check it out, guys. This is a live performance. This is from a live recording of Willerm's composition "Breath Away" from his back in his residency at at Smoke Jazz Club
Mo-
in Manhattan. So check it out. Let me make sure that we're all good. Yeah, right here. All right. One, two, one, two, ready. Yeah, man. Yeah. So for the people out there listening, that you're getting the sound of what it really feels to be in one of the top jazz clubs in New York. Uh, Sorry, I had to fade out in that bass solo. I always hate
We
to
love you,
do that.
Miles.
I always hate to do that, but so I got so many questions, man.
Yeah,
Shout out to the band, right? The band that play
yeah,
Emily on vocals. So was that
yeah.
Miles on bass?
Miles Sloniker on bass,
Oh,
John Davis on
Mr.
drums.
John Davis.
I believe Emmanuel Wilkins on
Oh
sax.
wow.
Um, 'Cause I just found the flyer. I was like, ah, yeah, okay, yeah. So it was like elite musicians, man. They played their butt off. It was one part when they were going and like Miles just like tastefully just found a way of just walking in that upper register
Yeah.
where like he was, like, hey, this is me. I'm here to let you know, like to be a bassist and then like walk just a soulful line. It was just like, I remember at that moment thinking like, you a bad
Yeah.
Miles. I can't say it out loud.
I
Yeah.
know,
So
right? Yeah, man, and I remember you the one that introduced me to Miles, and
yeah,
every time I get a chance, to play with him, it's always a pleasure. Such a
yeah,
soulful cat, but the whole band,
that
man, and the
man,
tune, man, the tune's killing. I know we had a chance with the Jazz Exchange to actually do this through the big band, man.
yeah,
Thanks for letting us
yeah.
do that
Oh,
for sure, man.
that was beautiful, man. I sat there and I was like, oh man,
Yeah, dude, that
like look at me now, mama.
man, right, man, it's such a great tune, and I mean, as we're gonna show some of these tunes to people, they're gonna find out
Mhm.
what, cause man, but man, I like to ask you about what's going on right now. You have a campaign in GoFundMe because you need to
Yes.
put this things, these tunes on a record, right?
Yeah, yeah. The funny thing is, like, it was going to be an all a secret, like, hey guys, guess what we did today? We recorded an album. Then Rona was like, yeah, nah.
Oh, I see.
Um, yeah, Rona kind of like hit everyone pretty hard. So,
Yeah,
a good portion of the funding got like demolished, because no work came in, and bills are. I think at that time I lost all my gigs. It was like March. Like the calendar only showed holidays and birthdays. I was
oh
like, ugh,
no.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So I had to my pride, man. It's a hard thing to ask for help.
I know, man,
Um
but man, I think, I think it's a lot of us that, not just musicians, but the people that have had a chance to have contact with you, that I
yeah.
think, you're a guy that definitely, we want to hear this music, man. So, uh, it's I think we're gonna jump on on the wagon. We're gonna support you and the band. I'm sharing right now on the screen the name of the
Oh,
project. It's called Birthday Recording Session. Right? Is that
yeah.
how we find
Yeah.
it on GoFundMe?
Yes. Yeah, cuz it's the um again, I've always had it's a hard thing for me to ask for help like this,
Mm,
but I always figured, the one day you can't really feel bad about asking for anything is your birthday. So
that's
this
right.
is like my birthday gift, like the only thing I want for my birthday is a donation to help me get closer to just making this happen.
Yeah.
So we're going in on the 16th to record. Yeah. So like with every level we pass with the fundraiser, the GoFundMe, I'm able to do one more idea that I wanted to do that would, you know, cost money to do.
Right. Right.
So once we crossed a certain amount, I was able to hire an organist that I just love. So like Luke Carlos O'Reilly is going to be with us. With
Oh, Carlos
the
O'Reilly.
expanded
Yeah.
version of the band. Yeah. So it's like we got some great ideas, man.
Yeah, man.
So
I was talking to you yesterday, and your smile was just like, man, I can't even wait
yeah,
to hear some of the stuff that you're
yeah,
cooking, man. It's gonna be.
we got together for we did like a online um conference rehearsal today just to go over some
Mm,
ideas. uh, for a ballad I wrote for my wife entitled "Marry Me."
Mm.
Um, and it's like it's gonna be a nice one. You know, I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, so the goal for it is to make it a the goal is to make it a slow dance, slow jam for everyone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Like if when you hear it, if I can convince you to stand up and just dance with somebody, yeah, it's a win.
Yeah,
It's a win.
exactly. Man, I remember one time you told me that you're in the game of you're in the business of making feel good music, right? And that
Yeah,
for me
yeah,
was
it's got to
like,
feel good.
okay, that's true.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I mean, cause we're gonna be dealing with the labels in the industry, and they're gonna like, well, Abel, like, what kind of music is this? It's like this is something very personal to me. It's just my story. I hope it's feel good music. Like, but is it jazz? Is it such and such? Like it feels good. So I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I like that, man. Man, do you have a finalized roster of people who's gonna be on this album, or are you still working on that?
yeah, at the moment right now we have Luke Carlos Orali on organ. I'm on piano and some Rhodes EP things. John Davis on drums, Jonathan Michelle on bass, Godwin Louis on alto,
Ooh,
Marquise Hill on trumpet. Marquise is coming for the sophomore, coming back for the sophomore.
nice.
Alexa Barshini on vocals and Aki Burmis on also on vocal. So we got some little moving pieces here and there to come in. If we can get past some more, milestones on the
Yeah.
GoFundMe, then got some more folks that I would love to bring in. That just will make it, just right. Like like you were chef, you trying to bake this good gumbo, and you just need the seasoning right. So
Yeah,
um,
I think we're more than happy to encourage people and just we're sharing on the comments right now the link
mhm.
directly for the people that want to support you and you go to the GoFundMe and you'll see all the information of where
Yeah,
where everything's going, because as we all know, it costs a lot of money to go into the studio, but
yeah,
look at the business side of it, man. You're employing people. I mean, think about it that way.
yeah,
You want to support the artists. This money is going to musicians that are recording here. It's going to. It's. I mean, sometimes I feel like personally I like to think about it that way of like, man, I'm trying to put an album. I'm contracting people, right? Like,
yes,
I'm spreading the love.
yeah. Not only the musicians, the engineers, to be there with us, to help support them and their family, because I mean, everyone needs work,
Mm-hmm.
so
Especially now, yeah.
you know e- every little bit helps. Even if you just want to text me like, hey, well, I wish you the best. I'll take it, because that's positive energy, and
Yeah.
all it does is just boost my confidence when it's time to record, that I can go in and do my best. So any form of love I'll take. Yeah, I'm happy with.
Hey man, what do you think if we do this? Whoever donates right now, we can go and
Hmm.
check, and you can send them a signed copy. Is that something you would
All
be
right,
cool to do?
we can do that now. All right,
So if
get on my internet, the interweb.
Yeah, so if you're trying to, if you're trying to get a signed copy by this wonderful musician, Mr. William Delisfort, right now is the best day to do it. Just go into the GoFundMe, click on the link. We put him on the comments, and you'll get. I mean, he's just saying right now he's cool to sign your copy,
Oh,
and
my brother already did. Harvey
oh,
Lockhart. Harvey Lockhart.
you owe him
One of my
now.
one of my oldest friends in life, and we all our birthdays a day apart.
Oh, okay. There you go. It's a birthday recording session. It's gonna go for all
Yeah.
birthdays around the world. Man, I like to ask you about your influences, cause I've been lucky to actually play a couple of times your music,
Yeah.
and we just heard "Breath Away," and it's such beautiful melodies.
Hmm.
Feels good. It's groovy, but it's swinging too.
Yeah.
But then you have some other, like, your ranges of dynamics and colors is where are all
Well,
this influences coming from, man?
Well, this is definitely like one of the goals when we talk about the Composers Collective. Um, it's to strive for all musicians to be completely honest with themselves. Um, if if straight ahead is your biggest influence, then that definitely should be in your music when you
Mm.
write. But but to say that's to be a child of the 80s or 90s or whatever really now, um and to say that it's only jazz is your influence, then like I don't feel like that you'll be honest, completely honest, true to yourself, unless that's what
Mm.
it is, which is a rare thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, growing up, my family's from Haiti.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in Little Haiti, Miami, Florida. We listen to compa music all day in my house. My dad,
Mm.
always has like everybody would come over my father's house to come and listen to music. Um, and then he started putting speakers all over the house. I was like, why dad doing all this? Mom gonna get real mad. You got cords. So so we listen to compa music, and then Sunday we're in church, so we listen to church music, but Monday through Friday, I'm with like my friends and we're talking about all the popular music that's at the time, Boys to Men,
Yeah.
you know, just anything that's popular at the time.
Yeah.
And then when we're in class, um, with John McMahon, one of the greatest educators in life, um, we're dealing with like Satin Doll, we're dealing with some George Duke, we're dealing with some Duke Ellington, some Count Basie, like you know, all of that is music that I love. So the older I get now, I'm writing these ideas. I'm writing something that I'm feeling like I'm trying to incorporate all of them because it's all a part of me. Like it's all there. So to to say that I'm going to do this song is to say that Elias is my only child and he's the only one that I like. When my other son is like, say, bruh, what about me? So it's really just trying to put my whole entire life, and be completely honest with everything that I write. And a lot of it is embarrassing stories. There's a lot of embarrassing stories because you were a kid, you're living life. Now you're an adult and living life.
That's
So
true.
it's really just trying to put everything together. Church, soul, swing. To me, it's all divided by just moving this way or this way or this way, from the line.
Man,
So,
I hope Ezekiel doesn't listen to this because he's gonna be pissed when you
oh
say.
no, he gonna
Just
look
kid-
at me like, "What's up?" I said, "Oh man,
he's gonna be like,
I love you, boo boo." Yeah, yeah.
man,
So
can't wait to meet him in person. Once this
yeah,
thing is
yeah. Sadly,
over.
we didn't have our like birthday hang that we usually do for So
Yeah,
it's weird not to have it and not to have everybody over the house and
yeah,
just
man.
fellowship.
But it's cool, man. We all gonna we gotta stay strong and we're gonna
Yeah,
overcome this and make sure that when live music comes back, we gotta make throw a party for sure. This is
yeah.
gonna
We're gonna
be
go in hard too.
yeah,
I
man.
mean, the amount of music and the ideas that some of these brilliant composers are writing right now, it's like, ooh, we gonna get to hear this, like so. I'm like excited, I'm just hoping that everyone supports and help our our local businesses, our
Yep,
clubs, help them, Smalls is on, like support Smalls,
yep,
support Blue Note, support Mesro,
yep.
Dizzy's, so that when we get back, we can come back just running into it.
Yeah, yeah, man. And as we were talking earlier, before I like to share this other tune, but we
Hmm.
we were talking last night through our sound check. I remember we
Hmm.
said that how musicians we have been pushed to do this kind of things that
Yeah.
we never thought that we be doing this all kind of just ourselves at home, setting up these live
Yeah.
streams and doing productions. Man, I've seen, like you were saying earlier, I've seen some amazing music that from guys that
Hmm.
I was like, wait, who's this guy? Check out his
Hmm.
writing, check out his video
Yeah.
editing, check out his mixing abilities. I mean, things that we have to take care of nowadays as
Yeah.
musicians. We have been pushed like over the cliff, and then, hey, come on, you got to fly. You know what I mean? Like, And
Yeah,
what
sink or swim.
yeah,
I ain't sinking.
exactly.
I'm swimming.
And you
Um,
mentioned something very interesting. You said that you hope that this continues, right? After even
I do, I do because there's a lot of brilliant content. Also, like now, people get to we get to know each other. There's so many people having great shows. The Working Artist Project, late is it the late set? Darren Douglas, was it Soul Cafe? Brandon Robertson, Dion, uh, Dion Tucker's doing something.
mm-hmm.
Like he just posted about his show. I mean, the show goes on and on.
Yeah.
I was just watching Jason Brown. He just goes live like
Yeah.
randomly
Yeah.
with his drum pad, his sticks,
He's
and
practicing.
he's practicing. And he's just talking like it's just like yo, I love that. We didn't get that before.
Yeah,
So it's just
that's
like if
right. That's right.
if we don't get it every day, once we get back to the swing of things, and we don't get it once a week, like I'll take once a month. I'll even take once a month. I'll put it on my calendar because it's all great content. It's honest content,
Mm-hmm.
to watch musicians just sit down and talk, um, get to know each other, get to know the artist a whole lot. I'm learning things about friends of mine that I
Mm-hmm.
never knew.
Right.
It's just like sitting back watching the show and they're talking. So this is a side that I think a lot of people around the world don't get to see,
Yeah,
and
man.
it's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope so too. I hope we continue doing this thing, and everybody that's doing something right now that's trying to create communities, trying to express, like you said, like just people just having tapping into their really into what their thoughts, and like, yeah, I was just thinking
Yeah.
about this today and this tune, or I remember this tour or whatever. It's
Hmm.
like, oh man, it's like it's valuable information, especially for
Yeah.
people that are like already doing these things and that have been doing this. So, but anyways,
What I
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm saying, like, what I love about it is what's coming out of these musicians. The content, it's original content. It's how they
Mm-hmm.
feel, what they want to say, what they want to talk about. It's like it's them, and I love that. Everybody, anyone that knows me, we doing a show. If you playing with my band, and I got 2 slots available. I'm like, say, bro, you got 2 tunes? Like, they got to be yours though. Like, they have to be
Oh,
yours. Like,
that's cool.
so like, it's yours. Like this is your creation. To me, that's the biggest thing,
That's
most important thing.
well. And that on that note, man, can we share everybody the your composition "Marry Me"? This is something that's gonna be on your
Yeah.
album, but this is
Yes.
from the same residency that you had in at
Hmm.
Smoke, and it's
Yeah.
featuring Alexa Barcini.
Alexa Barshini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else is in this
Dopeness.
band? Do you remember?
Uh, I don't. I have to hear it. I
Okay,
have to hear it. Then
are you
I'll probably be over there.
okay?
But
So
like, name that musician. Ding-ding-ding-ding-ding.
so everyone, check out this tune, "Marry Me." Is a composition by our special guest tonight, Mr. Willerm
Mhm.
Delisfort, and this is gonna be the album. So if you want to get this album signed today, sign when you get it. You got to
Yeah.
donate today. So make sure to go to the link on the comments and support this cause to continue the work. And spreading the love among musicians and industry workers, basically. So let's check it out, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, one wonderful tune, man. I remember I
Thanks, man.
remember playing this tune. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, yeah. Man, I want to give a shout out to some of the people that are joining us. Jeanette Berry, she said, "Hey
Hey.
y'all," and we got Emily Braden, and we got Richard.
Uh,
Richard Hill, he was asking how are you using your time for new compositions, and what does he look for in the bassist? He was asking that. He's listening from Pennsylvania. Um,
okay. First one was
what,
what am I?
yeah, what do you, how are you using your time right now during this pandemic for in terms of compositions?
Um, funny thing is, like during this whole, I got a couple, well, actually a few, new suite that I'm working on.
Oh, nice.
Um, yeah, there's a lot of it's a lot of orchestral things going on with them, because I have the time. Um, and I
Yeah.
mean, there's highs and lows, because as someone with coming at life from a creative way, it could be a little bit. Life gets hard a little bit sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Some days are great.
Yep.
Some days are not. So the days that I'm up and I'm feeling good, I'm in here. If my son isn't there, his desk is right there
Mm-hmm.
for school, and I'm trying to work on this one piece. One of them that our last concert that we did, show that we did, most recently was at Smalls, and
Mm.
we got to perform a new one that I wrote that we're actually going to record as well, entitled "Dear Lord."
Oh, nice.
Um, so it's my personal conversation, um, with my God, my Lord.
Mm-hmm.
If you could have a conversation with your God, um, I mean, like he was literally physically right here. How would that be? No one was around to hear it. You can imagine in your head. So that's what that is, because George Floyd, a whole bunch of things,
Oh, yeah.
just sit down and talk to my God and be like, come on, bro, say, hey, what's going on,
Yeah.
and have like a dialogue. As far as what I'm looking for, bases, um, ooh, groove. I mean,
Right.
like, because sometimes I don't like, the guys that know that I don't like. If I hired you, 9 times out of 10, 9 times out of 9.99999, just 10 out of 10.
10 out of
I
10.
hired you because, like, I hear who you are, and I know if you apply the musician that you are to what we're doing, it's going to be good. So like the hardest thing is to actually get the musician to be like, "No, bro, just do you." Yeah, okay, but I get that, but like, well, what do you want me to do? Yeah, trust me, do you like? I would have not hired you if
Right.
that wasn't the case. Just groove, groove, hold it down. Everyone gets the chance to shine. Like that's one thing, we will not do a show and you don't get your flowers. Everyone will get a chance to shine. It's just while we're showing love to the drums, I just need you to hold it down.
Yeah.
Because when it's time for us to show you love, trust me, we got you. So it's like that understanding, and I think that's like the key to having like a good band sound. Because everyone in my band are like band leaders and composers, and like they all have their own projects. So the fact that they could just do that for me, this is why I appreciate them so much.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I hope I answered that
I
question.
think I mean I think so, man. Just going through some of the people that are checking it out, man. Sana, what's up? She's saying what's going on.
Yay.
My brother, you remember my brother Alvaro was saying hi from Juarez.
Yeah, yeah.
He
What's
said
up?
that,
What's up?
it's said to say hi to you from Juarez. SJ
In the
Raw,
house.
SJ Raw is saying
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. One of our biggest supporters.
oh, that's
Oh
really
man.
cool. That's really awesome.
One of our biggest supporters.
This girl
Like
Candace, she's saying hi from El Paso.
I think I heard of her. Sings, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think she plays the
Yeah.
piano.
Yeah.
No, sings. I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Curtis Graham. He's saying
all
hi.
day. It's my
Yeah,
neighbor.
Brittany Porter. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, man. As we're talking about you, as you were mentioning that some of the musicians you hire their band leaders themselves, man.
Hmm.
Could you tell us about you as a band leader? What is it taking from you to actually uh, prepare for this recording? I mean, like you mentioned, you're writing. There's one tune that you recently wrote, but
Hmm.
like, can you give us like a, like a scope of like what does it look like to do something like this? It's crazy, man. It's a lot of work, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, the one thing that I have on my side is the fact that we've had our 4 year residence. We haven't had it in a while, but but we kept on performing, whether it was at Smalls or Dizzy's, places that gave us an opportunity to perform this music. Um, it Going in and recording is going to be the fun part, like literally the fun
Mm,
part. Just preparing it to see what songs what I think we can do with the time slot that we have. Um, Trying to put a limited scope on it. Like, okay, guys, we can't go 13 minutes. All right, who wants to solo? Because it's easy for us to go 20.
oh
I
yeah,
mean, that's just a Tuesday, you know. For us, shout out to Chelsea Barretts on
yeah,
everything that's Tuesday. But it's like preparing that to make a really nice digestible meal for everyone at home. I want everyone at home just to be able to play it and just enjoy themselves. So getting the right songs together. The goal is to go in and record as many as possible, which
nice.
I'm very confident we could do. So there's possible future projects to come out of this.
Yeah, I
Um,
bet.
so it's to do that and talk to the guys, talk to everyone in the band, and really hear what they have to say and how they feel about
Mm,
certain tune. Like, I want you to solo on this, if someone is like, to be honest with you, I'm not really comfortable doing this,
mm,
and being okay with that and be like, okay, let me take a step back. Let's see, okay, any other ways we can do this, because everyone wants to give their best, and then I'm really appreciative of that. So it's just like sitting down, talk to everyone, listening. Is this key comfortable for you? Should we change it a little bit? Is there any part in singing this that you feel uncomfortable? If so, then we can change it. And it's like, it's not a big thing for us. Like, you're singing, so we want you to be as comfortable as possible. Everyone to be, you know, good,
yeah.
and then go in and just record it. It's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, yeah.
It's a lot.
Booking the studio, man.
Book in the studio.
You're how many about roughly how many compositions do you have, or you how many tunes you've composed? I see you
Uh,
looking back at
yeah, there's a
the
box back
bookshelf.
there. The camera doesn't go that low. Ugh. um, I want to say 60 plus.
Shoot, man. And
Yeah, I'm on the north side of 60.
is it a hard decision for you to come into the studio and pick, the many tunes that you'll be able
Um,
to record?
Kind of hard. I mean, because it's really, because each song, each suite is based on a certain experience. So, like,
Mm,
where I am in my life, there's certain songs that I love, but I'm just no longer there in my life.
mm,
You know, I don't have any problem bringing it back to perform live. But I'm just not there, and it's not the moment that I want to capture. So it's just like finding that moment in life that I want to capture. And what do we need as a society right now? You know, some of the earlier things is like, that's not. I don't think that's what we need at the moment. So what's happening now, I believe, will
mm.
could just put more smiles on people's faces, and going for that. Because the older I got, the more I realized, like, yeah, I'm no longer in the habit or in the idea of trying to impress you.
Right,
I just want you to feel good. It's like, can you juggle 15 balls? I'm pretty sure I can, but why? Let me just juggle two really nice.
right.
Look at me. I'm a
Yeah,
carnival guy or someone.
that makes sense,
So
man.
it's just what the society needs. What the world needs.
Yeah, that really goes far, man. Because especially going through these times right now, we as musicians definitely have a purpose, and we got to
Yeah.
fulfill that purpose. Man, I been trying to push myself to write more stuff, to produce more
Hmm.
music, because it's
Hmm.
we're at the point that this is the time where we got to do it, right? So, uh,
Yeah.
with that in mind, man, can we show we have a video before we wrap it up, because we get
Yeah.
into that part of the show. We're gonna show everybody a video that you have for us from your. Is this your latest performance at uh at Smalls?
Depends on the tune.
Yeah,
Which
it's
one is this?
Harriet's Code of the
Yeah.
Underground.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, that was some cobwebs. Well, ooh, it was just like, what are you trying to do? We're trying to go fast. And my fingers are like, nah, buddy, chill out. Come on, I'm gonna give you this one
Oh
note though.
man, this is gonna be good. You man. So
It was fun.
let's check it out then. So this is Harriet's Code. Tell us briefly about this tune. This is part of one of your suites. Isn't that true?
Well, Harriet's isn't with the suite.
Oh,
It
okay, okay.
it was a tune I wrote in undergrad. Because I just told the story because if anyone that's ever done musical theater or theater know what blocking is, I was doing a show at Florida A&M University with the Central Theater called "Don't Bother Me, I Can't Cope." For some reason, I didn't get the message that they were doing blocking that day, which means that it involves nothing to do with musicians. I quickly got there, and a friend of mine, LaShonda Batts, was playing Harriet Tubman, and she was coming from the underground, and it was such a powerful moment. And Black Coats was all in my head at the time, so like so I'm seeing this moment, and the idea came, and I just pushed the piano to the furthest corner of the theater, and I wrote it.
Oh wow. Okay.
So Harriet's Code. So it's also a tribute to Black Codes with Marcellus and that amazing band.
Who's on this album on this video that we're gonna watch?
Brian Carter on drums. Bad dude. He's at Smalls right now, or just probably just finished. Jonathan Michelle, Alexa Bart. Well, Alexa isn't singing on this one, but she's in the room.
Hmm.
Marquise Hill and Godwin Louis.
All right, let's check it out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
All
that was
right.
something else, man. Smalls during the pandemic,
Smalls.
it's going hard,
Yeah.
man. And you guys,
Going
you
hard,
guys,
keeping us employed. Shout out to Spike.
shout out,
Spike
man,
Wilner.
to everybody that's
Carlos
doing.
Abadi, that whole entire staff. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to all the people supporting these venues. Making
Yes.
donations and buying tickets. It's a small crowd that can be there, but
Hmm.
I think it goes a long way. Hey man, it's been my pleasure, man, to be here with to
Oh.
have you and to talk to you like always. You my friend. You've been to the borderland a couple times with us. I
Yeah.
really
We
appreciate
even
that.
walked that when it was the shutdown, remember?
Yeah, yeah, we worked that. Yeah, so yeah, it was a thing for sure, man. Everybody out there really loved you and your playing,
Oh,
and they always, every time I go, they're just like, "Hey, man, when is Willerm coming back, man? I gotta take
yeah.
him
I
to
gotta
this
come back and hang.
tacos, and I gotta take him to,
Come on. Yes.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
man, I got some spots, man. We gotta take several trips so you can check out some of
Yeah.
this food and
I
some,
also got to bring the family, man. So I
yeah.
don't feel bad that I'm just having a ball. I thought you was working. I am. I
Yeah,
promise.
eating tacos is part of the job. Like,
Hey, that's a good. And the thing is, like, I was never into tacos, man. Then in Mexico. I'm eating tacos. I'm like, hey, man, this is great. Is this what it's supposed to be tasting like all this years?
yeah,
So
right.
like, so I got to go back.
The real man when we had a chance to take David Benny and his band. As soon as they got
Hmm.
off the plane, I took him to this burrito place. Oh man, they were like, "Is this supposed this to taste the burritos?" I was like, "Yep,
Yeah,
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 it's the real deal." They're like,
yeah,
because I was
uh,
like, "Man, where you guys want to go? You guys want to go to a fancy place?" They were like, "No, we want to go to the real spot." And then I
yeah.
was
That's how
like,
we do it.
"Oh, okay, like the real spot, like the spot that like the food that we eat." I was like, "Yeah, yeah."
Uh,
I was like, "All right, let's go." But no, man, it's always a pleasure to like make community. You're a cat that's
hmm.
always building community. I look forward to the things that you're doing. Definitely this album. Uh,
Hmm.
make sure to you listen to this after the live transmission. Make sure to go out there and support Willerm. It's the link will be on the comments, and get in touch with him. He's got a lot of compositions. If you want to play, some of his music, reach out to him. I'm sure he's got some of this music for sale or some. He's
Yeah,
a prolific composer and pianist. So make sure to stay in touch with him. Follow him in all social media. Go to all the things that all the places where he's updating his stuff. Man, what's in the horizon for you, man? What do you want to happen for William
Um,
Delisfort?
just go into this to comfortably go into this recording session with all smiles and no worries. This is why we're doing this GoFundMe. The more we can achieve with this, the easier it would be to go into the studio and just do what we do. Like that's really the goal. I want everyone to be comfortable and go in and have a good time. So there's as much as we can raise will make it a whole lot
Yeah,
easier. Also want to give a shout out to all the musicians that's out there releasing amazing content.
yeah.
Spotify, right now Spotify is doing the artist wrap up thing that we usually do. Like how many streams did you get?
Oh, that's right.
Th- like that's the thing. But do understand, the other side of that is it's also representation of like all the money that we're not making.
That's true.
It's like, hey, you made such and such streams. That means that there was such and such albums that I did not. So
Hmm.
I implore everyone, to go on Bandcamp
Yeah.
and buy these albums. Fridays is even better because all the revenues go to all the music to
Hmm. To
the
the
artists.
artists.
There's nothing taken away from it. So if you love streaming it on Spotify, yo, I love this album. I always have it playing on Spotify. That's a great thing. We appreciate
Yeah,
that. We love
we
this. We
do.
love the streams and the plays. But if you love it, go on Bandcamp, purchase the album, and then stream your life away.
Yeah,
I mean, live your best life streaming.
that's
Just
right.
do everything you want.
That's right. That's a great idea, man. Because people, it's very important to understand that even thousands of streams don't really cut it. Musicians are not getting
No,
that money.
a
It's
thousand
a
stream is like
reality.
groceries.
Yeah, which is cool. Look, we're not fighting against that, but
Yeah,
if you like the artist, make sure to go to place like Bandcamp or go directly to an
hmm
artist and buy a copy that's really goes far. So,
it's weird because I've been listening to like Moonchild a lot, right?
mm,
So I'm just like, I'm like,
yeah.
oh man, this group is killing. And then I get a notification one day, you're Moonchild number one streamer, and I was like, what? Like I guess I played it the most, so it's just like, okay, well that's money in their pocket.
Right.
So
Yeah.
this is all we ask. We greatly appreciate it.
Exactly. So, anyways, Willerm, thanks so much again, man. Say hi to the family. Stay
I
safe.
will.
Everybody, stay safe. This is still the time.
Yes,
We're still in the middle of it. Make sure to do take your precautions and just hold, wait it out. Just wait it out. Like right now,
we
just
almost
we're
there. We
almost
almost
there.
there.
We almost there. So, anyways, thanks everyone for listening. Next week we have this amazing New York-based singer and composer and lyricist, Emily Braden. She was listening tonight, and we're so
Hey,
excited to have her
yes.
back. She was actually one of the first ones that we had when we barely started. So she was actually the first one. So
Oh, yeah.
she
Emily Braden, Hit Factory. She write hits.
yeah,
That's all she does.
that's right.
I swear.
So now she's coming back and she's presenting some music and hopefully some videos and stuff for you guys. So make sure tune in next week Wednesdays, every Wednesdays. Uh, we out here starting at 8 o'clock New York time. So hope to see you there. Willerm, have a good one, man, and I'll see you
Thank
next
you.
time, bro. Okay.
All right.